Think, what if I told you the universe never ends, that it has no boundary? Most likely your mind would immediately say, how can that be? Everything must have an end. What could possibly be infinite? But what if I told you this? The universe might have an end. Yet there is no wall there, no door, no void, no dark abyss. Because maybe the word end is simply a label we invented to make sense of things. Hold on a second. Every star you see when you look at the sky is actually a message from the past, perhaps from millions of years ago, and we can see only a tiny fraction of those messages. So here's a question. If the parts we can't see are hidden from us, is the universe really as we think it is? Or are we only seeing the tip of the iceberg? In this video, we'll go on a journey from Earth to the invisible horizons of the universe. And maybe, in the end, we'll find more than answers, a new perspective that makes you question what reality really is. Before we begin, let's admit something. As humans, our brains love boundaries. We want to know where things start and where they end, because it gives us a sense of control. But the universe isn't something you can control. Sometimes it's hardly something you can even comprehend. The diameter of the observable universe right now is about 93 billion light years. That number alone is dizzying, isn't it? But here's the interesting part. Those 93 billion light years are not the size of the real universe. They're only the portion we can see. Why? Because it takes time for light to reach us. If the light from a galaxy has been traveling for 13 billion years, we see that galaxy as it was 13 billion years ago. The night sky is like a time machine. When we look at the universe, we're watching the past. And right now, there are regions so far away that, even if their light has already set off, it could take trillions of years to reach us. Which means a huge part of the universe is currently invisible to us. So when we say the edge of the universe, what we really mean is this: the farthest place from which light has been able to reach us. In other words, the edge might not be in the universe. It might be in our capacity to see. When most people hear the universe is expanding, they imagine this: a huge emptiness, and the universe inflating like a balloon into that emptiness. But that picture is wrong. Because even emptiness is inside the universe. The universe isn't expanding into something else. What's expanding is space itself. Here's a simple way to imagine it. Think of a pizza dough. You've placed olives on top. As you stretch the dough, the olives move farther apart. The olives aren't really traveling on their own. It's the expanding dough that separates them. Galaxies drift apart for the same reason. The space dough carrying them is expanding. Now you might be wondering, okay, but what's stretching the dough? Scientists call the answer dark energy. An invisible force that fills everything and makes the universe grow bigger every second. And here's the weird part. This expansion isn't just continuing, it's accelerating. So as the universe ages, it isn't slowing down. On the contrary, it's somehow getting younger and faster. A bit strange, I know. If only the same were true for the human body, speeding up after 30 wouldn't be so bad. Now, to the real debate. Does the universe have an edge? The question sounds simple, but it hides a trap. Because to talk about an edge, there has to be something beyond that edge, right? A country has a border because there's another country on the other side. A wall has an end because there's another area behind it. But what if beyond the universe, there is nothing? And by nothing, I don't mean darkness, vacuum, air, matter, stars. I mean nothing at all. A no thing, where even emptiness doesn't exist. In that case, the very concept of edge collapses. An edge is a line between two things. If there isn't a second thing, there is no line. Maybe the universe has no edge because the only place the idea of an edge exists is in the human mind. So when we ask, where is the end of the universe? Perhaps we're asking the wrong question. The real question should be, is it the universe that suggests an edge? Or is it our perception? One of the most confusing points about the universe is this: the universe can be boundless, and yet not infinite. How is that possible? Let's use imagination. Picture a balloon, not its inside, just its surface. Now imagine tiny creatures living on that surface. Their whole world is that surface. They walk to the right, to the left, and they could walk forever. There's no edge, but notice, the balloon's surface is not infinite. It has a certain size, and yet it has no boundary. Some scientists say the universe could be like that balloon surface. We, as beings living in 3 dimensions, can't see an inside or an outside of the universe, just as those creatures can't see a 3rd dimension. So, the universe might be a structure with no end and still not be infinitely large. If that feels strange, you're not alone. This idea turns many cosmology students' brains into perfectly roasted peanuts. The key point is, having no boundary doesn't necessarily mean being infinite. Just as a balloon surface is finite, yet has no edge. Understanding this model lays the groundwork for even wilder ideas to come. Let's push the mind a little further to the hard truth side of the question. What's outside the universe? This sounds reasonable only because we're used to thinking in everyday terms. A house has an outside. A country has an outside. Even an aquarium has an outside. But the universe? Here things change. The concept of outside requires space. If there is no space beyond the universe, there is no outside. Take a moment with that sentence. There might not even be emptiness beyond the universe, because emptiness is still space. If space doesn't exist, there isn't even a direction called outside. Our brain doesn't like this. We're used to understanding everything as inside-outside, beginning-end, border-beyond. But the universe doesn't care about our habits. Here's a strange analogy. Like a fish that has known nothing but water since birth. You can't ask that fish, "What is water?" because it has nothing to compare it to. We were born inside space. We can't imagine anything without space. Maybe the reason we're curious about what's beyond the universe is that beyond has never existed. At this point, science whispers, instead of asking what's outside the universe, ask why the idea of an outside exists in our minds, Now, to one of science's most debated yet mesmerizing ideas. What if there isn't just one universe? It sounds like science fiction, I know. But today, many physicists, especially in quantum theory and cosmology, think multiple universes could be possible. Imagine this. Our universe is a single bubble in a vast cosmic ocean. And around us float countless other bubbles, universes with laws of physics unlike our own. We can't see inside those bubbles because the distance between us isn't just far. It may be physically unreachable. According to this idea, in one universe, traveling faster than light might be possible. In another, stars never formed. In yet another, you never watched this video. Bad news. If there's a richer version of us in another universe, we still don't know how to get there. Good news. At least the version here can use YouTube Premium. Jokes aside, the multiverse idea tells us maybe we're searching for the edge of the universe because we're standing in the wrong universe. It changes the question, is there an outside, to a whole new level? Maybe there is no outside. Maybe outside is full of universes, just not the kind we can ever reach. The multiverse isn't a single model. Scientists approach it in at least 3 distinct ways, each more mind-bending than the last. 1. Cosmic foam bubble multiverse. This is the bubble universes model we mentioned. Our universe is one bubble. Next to it are billions of others. Each bubble, a separate universe. If 2 bubbles collide, what happens? Some theories suggest such a collision might leave traces in the cosmic microwave background. So maybe there are scars on the walls of our universe from ancient collisions. We just haven't decoded them yet. 2. Quantum many-worlds. Many-worlds interpretation. One of the most debated ideas in physics. In short, every possibility happens, just in different universes, While you were watching this video and wondered, tea or coffee? In one universe, you chose tea. In another, coffee. In another, nothing. In another, you're still deciding. Every decision might be branching a new universe. If this theory is true, then in another universe you might be richer, more famous, or still texting your ex. We wish that version of you the best of luck. 3. Simulation universes. Here science and philosophy shake hands. Some scientists, yes, actual scientists, suggest if a sufficiently advanced civilization exists, it could create universe simulations. And if simulations are possible, then statistically, it might be more likely we're in a simulation than in the base reality. Unsettling, perhaps. But if you are in a simulation, consider this video a DLC, an expansion pack for your brain that unlocks cosmic mode. Let's pause for a moment. Everything we've just discussed, edges, multiverses, simulations, all stretch the limits of our perception of reality. So, how reliable is that perception? We try to understand the universe with 5 senses, but those senses access only a tiny sliver of reality. Our eyes see just a narrow band of light. We can't see infrared or ultraviolet. Most of the universe is invisible to us. Our ears can't hear beyond certain frequencies. Our sense of smell, our brain, our feelings, all limited. So when we look at the universe, we're actually watching a theater behind a curtain. We see only the lit part of the stage. The rest we fill in with imagination. Maybe the universe has no boundary, because we haven't yet moved beyond the boundaries of our own perception. And here comes a troubling yet inspiring truth. To understand the edge of the universe, we must first break the edge of our own minds. Maybe the secret of the universe isn't in the stars, but in the consciousness that watches them. Everything so far has been impressive, but here's something even more shocking. All our technology, telescopes, laboratories, centuries of scientific research can only explain about 5% of the universe. Yes, you heard that right. The stars, galaxies, planets, us, air, water, atoms, everything we can see makes up just 5%. So what is the other 95%? 2 great mysteries that even science hasn't fully solved. 27% dark matter. We can't see it, touch it, or detect its light, but we infer it from its effects. It's the cosmic glue holding galaxies together. Without dark matter, the Milky Way and all galaxies would fly apart. It's as if the universe is saying, it's full of things you can't see, but they're what keep you standing. That may also describe a few past relationships, but let's not go there. 68%? Dark energy. Even stranger. Instead of slowing expansion, it speeds it up. As the universe ages, it doesn't tire. It accelerates. The kind of thing physics textbooks once said shouldn't happen. We only have theories about what dark energy really is. But the day we understand it, our ideas about the edge of the universe might be shattered. Let's run a thought experiment. Suppose we achieve the impossible and board a starship. Our goal: reach the end of the universe. We accelerate to near light speed. Stars stretch into streaks, galaxies shrink, and the cosmos recedes like a painting. Millions of years pass. Everything we knew is far behind. The Milky Way is gone, even starlight is rare. At last, will we encounter something? A wall? A borderline? A sign that says, beyond this point is not part of the universe. Number. According to science, even at the place we think is the end, we would encounter no wall. Only the fabric of space stretching further, as if the end were a horizon that keeps retreating as you approach. Perhaps the universe is whispering, you can't confine me, because the mind that defines boundaries is itself bounded. And maybe the only thing we'd realize on that journey is this. What we thought was the edge was actually the edge of our perspective. People often ask how the universe might end. If there's an ending, what will it be like? Here are the three most discussed possibilities. Heat death, a silent end. In this scenario, expansion keeps going. So long that one day, stars begin to die, galaxies drift apart, energy thins out, and the universe reaches maximum entropy. A quiet, cold, dark conclusion. A universe that began with a bang, ends with a whisper. In a sense, the universe is born, grows, ages, and gently falls asleep. Big rip, a cosmic tearing. Here, dark energy takes full control. The universe doesn't just expand, it tears apart. First galaxies, then star systems, then planets. And finally, even atoms are ripped asunder. A dramatic finale, like a theatre curtain suddenly torn in two. Probably the most exciting option for action movie fans. Not exactly romantic though. Big crunch, back to the beginning. This one is the opposite. At some point, expansion stops and the universe contracts. Galaxies draw together, collide, merge, and everything returns to that hot, dense singularity. A story that begins with the Big Bang, ends with the Big Crunch. But some physicists suggest every Big Crunch might be followed by another Big Bang. The universe may be reborn again and again. An endless cycle. In a way, the universe is breathing. Closing thought for the scene. Even the end of the universe might be a new beginning. Here's a truth that's both unsettling and liberating. We weren't designed to understand the universe. Strange as it sounds. Our brain evolved for survival, not for decoding the cosmos. For hundreds of thousands of years, the human brain developed to stay alert to danger. In forests, on savannas, in the wild. Is there a tiger over there? Is this mushroom poisonous? Is that sound friend or foe? Our brain was never optimized to grasp distant galaxies, 11-dimensional space-time, or multiple universes. And now, with that Stone Age survival software, we're trying to comprehend the end of the universe. It's like trying to play Minecraft on a calculator. Our brain loves boundaries because it treats uncertainty as danger. That's why we naturally ask, where is the beginning? Where is the end? Is there an outside? We assume everything needs a frame, but the universe doesn't shape itself to our psychology. Maybe the reason we struggle isn't that the universe is too big. It's that we are too small to compare with it. And yet, here's the beautiful part. We keep trying. When the human mind attempts to imagine something beyond its own capacity, that's where the real magic begins. So far, we've seen this. Whether the universe has an end isn't as simple as it seems. Let's go deeper. Why are we so obsessed with the universe's boundary? It's not just scientific, it's psychological. Boundaries give comfort. A book has a last page. A film has credits. A journey has a destination. If we know the end, we feel we can control the thing. But what if that doesn't apply to the universe? Maybe we seek an end because facing infinity is uncomfortably liberating for the human mind. Infinity means no edges, and without edges, there's nothing to hold on to. But let's assume there is a boundary, a wall, a line, a threshold. Then the question becomes, who set it? Physics? Nature? The universe itself? Or a designer? Because if there's a boundary, there must be an inside and an outside. Who decided that separation? Maybe we're not searching to understand the universe. Maybe we're searching for a frame to feel safe. But perhaps true discovery begins when we stop seeking comfort and take a step into the unknown. Let's run a mental experiment. No need to close your eyes, but open your imagination. Suppose humanity built a technology capable of reaching the edge of the universe. We send a probe to the extreme frontier. It moves forward. The fabric of space thins. Galaxies shrink to dust motes in the rear view. And finally, we arrive at what's assumed to be a boundary. What do we see? A wall, pitch black emptiness, an energy barrier, a brilliant light, maybe nothing at all. Because if there's no space beyond the universe, the probe can't collide with anything. Maybe what we call a boundary is a place where the universe turns back on itself. A kind of cosmic loop back. You go forward, and suddenly you're back where you began, like circling the Earth and arriving at the same point. Or perhaps something stranger. The probe advances, reaches a spot, and arrives at a blurry, unrendered zone, like a game map that hasn't loaded yet. As if the universe doesn't render itself where no observer is present. If that notion seems odd, quantum physics says something similar. The observed exists because it is observed. If we ever reach the edge of the universe, perhaps what we'd see wouldn't be an outside, but the operating logic of the universe. Maybe the universe doesn't show us the truth. It shows us as much as we can handle. Let's be honest. In trying to understand the universe's edge, humanity has always looked outward. Bigger telescopes, stronger rockets, farther galaxies, always trying to see more distance. But what if the answer isn't far away? What if, to grasp the universe's edge, we must turn our gaze not to the sky, but inward? Maybe the universe isn't just a place to discover out there, but a riddle to solve in here. Think about it. Where does what we call consciousness exist? In about 1.4 kilograms of grey-blue tissue. And that organ lets us ponder the birth of galaxies, black holes, the bending of time. Even the end of the universe. The thing trying to understand the vast cosmos is an organ infinitely smaller than the cosmos. Isn't that ironic? Maybe we wonder about the universe's edge not because we want to grasp the universe, but because we want to grasp ourselves. Because the universe isn't only something outside, it's also a story that exists inside our consciousness. And maybe the true boundary of the universe isn't among the stars, but at the horizon of our mind. We've looked outward so far, at the universe's size, edge, end, possibilities. Now the hardest question: what is the universe? At first glance, everything. Matter and energy, stars and galaxies, black holes, time and space. Then comes the second question. What are we? Separate from the universe? Or a part of it that observes itself? Consider this. 13.8 billion years ago, the universe was a single point. It began expanding. Atoms, stars, planets formed. And eventually, life emerged. So you, as a human, are made from atoms forged in stars. We are the universe experiencing itself. Perhaps the universe uses you to become aware of its own existence. Your brain, made of stardust, generates a consciousness. And that consciousness looks back at the universe and asks, "Where did I come from?" Isn't that extraordinary? Through the consciousness within it, the universe is asking itself questions. The third question is inevitable. Why are we here? Maybe by chance, maybe as an inevitable outcome of nature, or perhaps as the universe's way of trying to understand its own existence. One thing is certain. We are here, and we're trying to understand the universe. That alone is remarkable. So far, we've seen. The universe might not have an end. Maybe there was never such a thing as a boundary. Maybe boundary is only a frame invented by the human mind. Then the next question arises, if the universe has no boundary, does our search still have meaning? Yes, more than you think. Because the search for an edge is really a reflection of our search for meaning. Humanity's oldest trait is this: curiosity. Without it, there would be no fire, no wheel, no discovered continents, no science. We don't exist to find boundaries, we exist to cross them. Maybe the universe has no edge. But we have curiosity, and that curiosity pushes us forward. Think about it, knowing there's no boundary. Isn't that the purest form of freedom? If there's no line, no edge, nothing to stop us, what happens then? Everything becomes possible. If the universe has no boundary, perhaps our potential has none either. If the universe is infinite, then your imagination can reach toward infinity too. And maybe the real secret of the universe lies right here. The absence of a boundary is not despair. It is freedom. Maybe all these questions mean this. We aren't searching for the universe's edge. We're searching for ourselves. Think about it. Whether there's an edge or not, the search changes us. What makes us human is not what we've found. It's that we keep searching. We began as a species with a candle in the dark. We looked up, saw the stars, and wondered what they were. We built telescopes, looked beyond our world, saw the vastness of the universe, and wondered again. We see galaxies today, tomorrow perhaps other universes, but one thing never changes. We exist to seek the unknown. If there is an edge to the universe, the moment we touch it, a new door opens in human history. And if there isn't, even better, because that means the journey never ends. Maybe the true miracle isn't finding answers, it's walking toward them. The road to the universe's secret is really the road to discovering ourselves. Maybe what the universe wants from us isn't to give it meaning, but simply to be, to look, to ask, and to continue. Every time you look at the sky, you're not just seeing stars. Those lights are travelers from long ago. Their glow tearing through time to reach your eyes now. And maybe the universe is trying to tell us something. Don't look for boundaries. Don't stop asking questions, because it's not the answers. It's the questions that make you grow. Remember, we are not guests in this universe. We are the universe's way of telling its own story. You are a thinking being, a consciousness that asks, wonders, discovers. That alone is a miracle. Who knows? Maybe one day humanity will truly reach the edge of the universe. And when that moment comes, perhaps we'll realize the boundary wasn't out there. It was within us all along. And right at that point, a new journey will begin. Because as the universe expands, so does our understanding. And perhaps the real question is not, does the universe have an end? But how far will we dare to go? The next time you look at the sky, don't just look at the stars. Look into the infinity within yourself. And by the way, you're not alone on this journey. Here, on this channel, we'll keep asking questions. If you're ready, let's take the next step into the unknown, together.